Well, we made it in. This is bear country. The sun's going to be setting pretty quick, so I'll have a quick talk on what we're going to do tonight. And then we got to start setting up. We're going to lose sun pretty soon. Hi, this is Burgie, and we finally made it here. Some of this we had to reshoot because of previous journey or expedition, I should say. We shot in the morning, and the weather in the afternoon turned really bad and grave with high winds, right? So with the type of tarp as you see we'll be setting up today in this tent, I don't think we would have done so well. But that's part of this too, is so tonight I think we're supposed to get scattered showers, and then I think the winds are higher in elevation here. They're not as low down here, but sometimes in this area it does come through at this level that we're at. We're kind of in a little bit of a valley. So tonight we're gonna camp out. We're gonna make some good food. Gonna relax a little bit. It's been a crazy week for me. Again, this is bear country up here, so we kind of have to stay on our toes a little bit. I got some protection here and other forms of protection, and also just kind of skirting the areas a little bit with making sure that with a scent, and they typically a bear will stay away from that. The bear's a little bit further up the road, probably like a mile or 2 miles. That's where the farms are, where the animals live, where the easy meals are, right? I don't know how easy of a meal I would be inside of a tent, but I don't know, maybe. Who knows? we'll give it a whirl anyways. So this time of season anyways, I think the bears are pretty much starting to just go into hibernation. It's getting a lot colder at nights. And I'm sure their metabolism is slowing down, so hopefully this won't be too much of an issue. But we are losing sun. The daylight savings times are now in effect, and so we have to kind of move along quickly here to set up so that at least we're not caught by darkness. I do have backlights for my truck in the event that we don't make it, but hopefully we don't have to use that. So I'm going to start setting up a little bit, and then I'll come back at you, when we start progressing a little bit more so I can get to a point where I'm filming. All right. Thanks for showing up. Hi, I'm back. We are going to put the front pole up in front of the vehicle here. I just wanted to show you guys how I'm going to be doing it. And so this actually goes into here, into there. Okay, it goes into there like that. The truck itself, and it'll be secured to the truck in case of high winds or whatnot. Let's see, so the front of this is labeled as red, okay? So we need the red pole. And if I remember rightly, I may have to take that hitch back out again for this, because I gotta be able to fit the base in there. Let's see. Yep, I think we gotta take it out. Okay, we're back. I was right. I have to take that whole post out here. I need to take this piece out again. Like this. This in here, stabilize the base, and I put this back in here, put the pole up itself, the guide down itself, and I'll continue with that line down the back side of the vehicle, and I'll set back up over there. So the guide will come across here, the wire itself. That's what the Tarp will go on top of. And then inside the truck will be the tent itself. But for right now, we're just going to set up the line itself, and then come back. go. I got my tent all set up. I got my tarp set up. I got lights. I got stuff charging already. It's incredible how much some of the stuff just needs charging, how long it can actually work for on a charge. But I have lights here so you can see me. I can already start to hear the animals waking up out in the out around me. I had a hooting owl that was basically going off. Oh, I got a moth. Two moths that woke up. I think they call them winter moths. But well, I think I'm gonna make myself a cup of cocoa. I got plenty of water. I brought in, I think I have like 3.5 gallons, so I don't think I'm gonna go through all that. Again, I got my tent all set up. I got my mat set up. I just gotta blow up my pillows. I gotta get my sleeping bag set up and stuff. I just have an old-fashioned style sleeping bag, which I like, you know. Some of these other campers on YouTube here, they pride themselves with their, you know, overpriced down sleeping bags. I don't know. I'm happy with what I got. It keeps me warm through the night. That's all that matters to me. So, all right, I'll be checking back in a little bit. Thank you guys for coming along. It gets dark really quick here. It is, I think it's only like, it's not even like 6 o'clock probably here. Yeah, it's 6 o'clock now. And it's totally dark. Boy, that's a tough thing to get used to around here in New England, is just when it gets dark so quickly. But, all right. It's cold. I got a couple movies I'm gonna watch. Oh, I got hot cocoa here. Life is good. Yeah. Yeah. So what should we talk about? I don't know if I want to talk about politics. Oh, that's nice. Needs a little bit of a stir, though. We got water. I tend to go too much. With the heat on it. Oh yes, much better. That chocolatey delicious flavor. Now, let's see. Politics. I don't even know if I want to talk about that. What a mess we are. I don't know what we're going to do about it. It seems like the whole country's divided. Or at least most of it. Democrats think it's an equal share, but I'm not quite sure if that's really the case. But I don't know. I just wish they would try to sort this out without greed. Try to sort this so that everybody can kind of make out and make do with it. I mean, we're a mess from health plans right down to everything else. I don't know. Maybe it's good that we keep the government shut down until we figure out what's really broken with it. And the first thing that yells is we try to fix it. Slowly start the whole system back up. But make sure it's not corrupt. I don't know. All I know is this cocoa is good. And it's cold out here. And the cocoa tastes really good. So this is the first time using professionally some of this equipment I have here. This light I have. It's pretty slick. It stays working for a long time. And it's pretty bright, as you can see. So that's a good thing. And then I have a microphone that's on this camera. So this is what they call a DJI. DJI. I can't recall the name of this system. It's a little. So it's basically a camera system that's supposed to follow you where you move, and also has a mic. And the mic stays working for a long time too. I just have to remember to turn it off. So that's pretty good. I guess I have to start pretty soon putting things back into the truck for the night because of the animals. It's awful noisy out here. I didn't realize it was this noisy. There must be a highway or something that's close to this or something. I don't know. You can hear sometimes, and then big trucks way out in the woods or something. I don't know. Maybe they're logging at night. Who knows? They shouldn't be. So, what else is going on? You know? I guess the Red Sox, they didn't do so well. But, you know, I tell you what, the Patriots, I'm impressed. I truly am impressed this year with Mayo. You know, I think, he could be, I don't know if he'll ever be another Brady, but, it's like someday maybe. But I don't know. I'm impressed. It's tough when you have a team that's winning for so long like we did. And then one day you wake up and you're not winners anymore. You losers. And I don't know. It's tough. It's like what it's like being in a game, watching a game, and it's like, you can kind of do something else back then because somehow, some way Brady's going to pull this thing off and win the game, right? No matter how bad it is. And how little time he has left, right? The guy is a freaking genius. And I don't know. It was so great. And then all of a sudden one day you just wake up and it's like, we got nothing. I mean, really bad. Nothing. Oh. I don't know. But it seems like it's getting better. Hopefully we don't screw it up. I don't know what was screwing it up before. If it was just, a lack of talent, maybe. Who knows? I'm no pro at that type of stuff. Not at all. I think I was kicked off the junior high team. I'm not quite sure. I'd never admit either way on that. But anywho, I know one thing, this cocoa is warming me up inside. And it's delicious. It has a really chocolatey taste. Oh. Yeah. So this is what it's like to be camping out in the wild. The mic on you. Pitch darkness all around you. No. It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. I think I'm going to finish my cocoa here. Charge up the mics and everything else that needs to be charged. And then I'm going to head to bed. And I'll tune back in when I do that. I have to change a camera over here too. Basically, so it can be smaller inside that little room. There's not that much room in that tent. All right. I'll sign back in later. Hey, thanks for joining this channel. I appreciate it. Well, I made it into bed. Finished my cocoa. Nice and comfy here. Oh. This air mattress, I just picked it up a couple months back. It's really nice. It's probably about, I don't know, about 7 inches tall. And it blows up like these pillows do. I actually got 2 pillows inside of this pillowcase. And pillows. It's very comfortable. Very, very snug in here. Snug as a bug as a rug. Well, thank you guys for watching. It was nice and warm. Alright, well, I'm going to sign off for the night. And if nothing happens through the night, then I'll talk to you in the morning. But if something's going on, then I'll tune back in. Alright, guys. Good night. I just heard the first snaps of the rain here. It almost sounds like it's freezing rain on the tarp. It's working pretty good. But I'm going to have to go out and get my generator and move it underneath the tarp. I had it kind of moved out to the front of the truck. So I have to leave this nice warm bed. Oh, I love the sound of rain on a tent or a tarp. It's so pleasing. All right. I'll check back later. Oh, good morning. Oh, well, the wind is really starting to pick up out there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get up and check the top, make sure we're okay. It's crazy. Wind has been blowing now probably for like, I don't know, 2 hours or so. Alright. I'll come back in a bit. Okay. Boy. It's cold out. Oh. Oh. Check some of these lines to make sure they're okay. Okay. I guess I can turn these off. And they're here.
What do we got? 75. Boy, that thing is pretty damn efficient. It's been running all night long. It's only down to 75%. Alright, I'll come back. It was a crazy night. I don't know if you can hear the wind blowing out there, howling. Yeah, it's kind of like freezing rain out there now. Temperature's about 32 degrees. But, oh, it was a long night. It was raining most of the night. And if it wasn't raining, I'd listen to the coyotes out there howling. I think they're on to a kill up over the hill over there. Glad it wasn't me. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to quite get up this early yet. It's what, 7:30. I need to sleep in a little bit. I'm still exhausted. I just got up probably about an hour before this and secured the tarp. Tarp was in pretty good shape. And made sure that the tent was okay, that in the back of the truck here is okay. But I think I'm going to roll back into bed because it's so comfortable here. Nice warm bed. Rainstorm or freezing rain outside. Oh, it's perfect for sleeping. I need a little bit more. Alright. I'll come back in a bit after I get some sleep. Still don't know my plan yet though. If I'm gonna make breakfast or stay or I don't know. We'll see.
Night. I think we've had every form of weather that there was. Making a little bit of morning coffee here. Oh, it's cold. There was high winds in the morning. It picked up about, I don't know, about 3 or so. And then just about an hour ago, there was a lot of freezing rain that's coming down. So I think we've had pretty much all the weather. The only thing we're kind of missing is snow, but I don't want to jinx it. No, I gotta mix up my coffee here. I think this thing's ready. I have to start learning not to cook it so much because it heats up so much. It burns me. Oh. Oh. Nothing like that. Oh. Boy. Still debating whether I'm going to make some breakfast or not. Even though I'm hungry. I tell you though, it was a rough night. Not fit for man and beast. Lucky you don't see the off cameras of this. You'd see a grown man in there crying inside of his tent, reeling from the winds and the rain. Kidding. I don't think that happened. I'm not saying it did, it didn't. Woo. This is kind of a slow process. It's the first time using these type here. They say they make a good cup of coffee, so we'll try them. We'll try anything. They're cheap. I think like for a bag of these things of 100, I think they're like, I don't know, like $4 or something like that. And then disposable. So that's pretty good. Speaking of which, I gotta get a bag together here for my trash to haul out. yeah. So, oh, I think it needs a little bit more in there. Smells good. Oh. This is the manual K-cup machines. The poor man version, or the camper version. Oh, I think while this thing is brewing here, I probably got one more pour in there. I'll walk you around and show you the camp. The time I completed it last night, it was dark, and that's what it's kind of work. It's a while since I've set up this tent, so sometimes it takes a bit, but the tarp I've done before. But it worked out nice. I'll tell you what, I was in bed in there, I was nice and warm. Had a couple blankets on top of me. And no matter what the weather was throwing at the tent, it was taking it. And I was sleeping well. But it just, when the winds would really pick up, or the rain would be raining hard, it's a little bit difficult to sleep. Yeah, let me just pour one more of these in. I don't like these things, they're not that bad. All right, let's walk you around a bit. All right, what's that back here? So this is the tent. I put a support post up there, as you can see. So it kind of moves. It shows you how much wind it was. The thing was straight last night when I put it in place, and it moved. So it's telling you that, you know, there was some wind. So this contraption I built here in the front, utilizing my front hitch, basically it just goes through the loop, and you place a tent stake at the base, and then you just stretch it tight there. I made my own little wooden tightener there, so that it can take the strain, because there's a lot of tension on that. If you think about it, it's you're carrying the weight basically of that whole tarp in the center, and then from the edges of this, I can. So if it was really raining hard and I was worried about it pooling, which I think is a little bit maybe there, but that's not bad. I could have lowered the post, the tent post, or the tarp post, and so that it drains off efficiently through the night, and it would just be a matter of cinching up a little bit more line there. Okay, so this is basically where I just cook food, but haven't really yet. This is the front of the tent. I found these online too. These are pretty slick. Matter of fact, these I get at Sam's. They're lights, but these bags are there for a reason. And the reason why they're there is so that it doesn't dither on the camera, right? So it's a frequency with an LED, and so the recording frequency of, like, say, a GoPro, which this is on right now, is sometimes different, and so this mitigates that effect of flickering. But these things, they hold against, you just squeeze them, and then they lock right onto the side like that, and basically they are a slick thing. I love them. Again, cheap money for them too. It's not like it's a lot of money for them. This is the main post. You see how tight this is. These things cinch down really, really good. Let me bend it up a little bit. I can really yank on these things, and then it locks into place, and when I want to release, I just pull back the other way, kind of like a shade in your house. Same similar thing. But then it ties off here. And again, I made another one of these tighteners
I probably should have not made this as long as I did, but I don't know, maybe it helps stabilize it. But you really got to drive those stakes in the ground. I really drove those things in. You can see where it's starting to come back up. I got a generator here to charge my my power cell. This is kind of like my camera workstation, where I kind of configure things for different types of cameras and whatnot. And this is a Generac power cell. This thing is pretty cool. I like it. Right now I'm charging the microphone. That's for the other DJI that I have. That's kind of it's a gimbal camera. It's a little tiny camera. And it works pretty good. I like it. Let's back up here a little bit. So again, this is what it looks like underneath the tarp. But to move that like that took a lot of wind to move that in that direction. This is Chitty. Chitty, my truck. She's getting old. She just turned the other day 370,000 miles on this thing. And I tell you what, it runs great. It's got some problems. I think it's gonna pretty soon. I think the transmission may be going, but I like it. I like it a lot. It gets out here. It gets out here easily. And I got to configure the way through the years of how I like it. I got a winch. I can put a winch here in the front where that receiver is. There's a winch there too, with power, and this is power as well. And then there's one in the rear. So I have a 12,000 pound winch. And so I literally, if I have to move like a log in the road or, pull myself up out of mud, I can do it pretty easily. All right, I'm going to set you back on the stand and I'll come back.
All right. Well, I need to get a bag here. Oh, boy, I think I grabbed the wrong one there. It was like for a 55-gallon drum. What the? Well, when you're in a rush, you never know. I may have to fill this whole thing. All right. Here we go. I got a lot of trash here right here I got to get rid of. It's going to fill this bag pretty quickly. There we go. Okay. So we got trash going down. We got trash. No. Oh. Let's mic a little bit. Yeah. A little bit of a mix here. Normally like a little bit of sugar in my coffee, but I forgot that too. Again, I need in a rush. Ooh, it's good though. And I didn't overheat it. It's actually drinkable. Oh. Debating whether to eat here or not. Oh. Oh, we got a little bit of water on there. We'll let this one out a little bit, see if we can. There we go. Alrighty. We got leaves on there. Make a mental note. Remove leaves before rolling up tight. Oh, this feels good to sit. Nice warm jacket. I got like 3 layers on underneath here. It's cold, and I'm never cold. You can ask the little woman, she'll tell you that. Sleep with a fan in the window in the middle of the winter time. But you know, not today. It's like a raw type of cold. I don't think our body accumulates. I don't know what the word is. Changes properly. You know, sometimes in the fall, as it does in the spring. Seems like we can adjust to the heat better than we can adjust to the cold. At least it is for me. It's just a very slow process. And where I'm used to the heat and dealing with the heat, and drinking more water and whatnot, it's like, you just always get that raw feeling of cold in you. But I don't know if this gimbal is following me the way. So this is another camera that I have. This is a DJI. I think let's see what it says here. Osmo. And I think it's the Pro. Let's see if I can get it to. It should be able to follow me. There we go. It's working now. See? You gotta fool around with this stuff a little bit. Walking over here. And then I'm segueing over here with a little bit of a shuffle. Okay? Just a shuffle. Now I'm coming back and I'm returning to my seat for my coffee. Some people may think I already had too much coffee. I don't know if that's the case. I haven't had any yet. Why do you gotta be haters? Anyways, this is good though. And I just fixed my gimbal. So this thing is pretty slick. You move around. I think when you're this far back, it doesn't, I think it just tracks straight on. I know when I first got this, I took it out on the road because I had to clear out a country lane. There was a lot of trees down on it. And so I was using a chainsaw and being able to, cut the log up and stuff. It was following me. I'd cut a piece of the log up and, walk to the back of the truck and put it in the back of the truck and it followed me. It's kind of funky. Sometimes it just doesn't seem to, maybe you just got to hold your finger on the touch screen to be able to select that, select the view of the lock on. And, maybe I'm not just holding my finger on there long enough, but it works pretty good. It's a pretty slick thing. And this thing, I think you can go up to a 256 gig or something like that card that can go inside of it. And the quality is, recording quality is pretty good as well. I'm still trying to learn on some of that stuff. There's certain, there's 1080p, right? Like say for viewing. But then when you come to the actual recording, there's different, and then there's frame rates and memory, total memory storage, and then the speed of the memory itself, right? It's just like, oh. And I work with a lot with technical stuff for my job, and this stuff is, it's up there with difficulty, technical difficulty. Okay. I think I'm going to try just moving to the left and to the right again and see if this thing is still following me. I don't know if it times out sometimes. So, and see, this is not a mouse. It's on my jacket here. It is the microphone itself.
Isn't that the slickest thing? My concern with my other camera, my GoPro, is it doesn't have an extended mic. I don't know if I can get one. I did buy another DJI mic, and I'm trying to find a way to be able to connect it to my GoPro. So it would be something similar to this, where I'd have this on, you know, and then I'd be able to record with my GoPro. And then, but this mic set came with the camera itself. Let's try just move around a little bit, see if it's gonna follow me around. Okay, moving over here. Doing a shuffle back over here. Okay. Alrighty, I think it's working. Oh, it's a pity to turn it off now. It's because it's actually working. But, alright, I'll come back in a little bit. I gotta start figuring out what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna eat and then break down, or all I know is it is cold out here today. I like the cold, but this is a raw kind of cold. And I checked the weather before I turned this on, and it says it's gonna continue with the rain, and then like freezing type of rain, and it's gonna stay in the 30s, right? So it's cold. This is cold stuff. Alrighty, I'll come back. So sadly enough, this is the end of this episode. This has been truly fun, and we'll miss you guys when it's all done. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on my channel of Country Lane Camping, and the new episode will be out in a few weeks. Until then, stay humble, kind, and don't forget to love. Goodbye for now.